threw me onto the ground, punched me in the face, grabbed my arm. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit emotional just remembering.
That's okay, take your time.
Grabbed my arm and then proceeded to drag me through the dirt, tearing the tendon in my shoulder. So I was a bit bloodied and bruised and my clothes were torn.
G'day guys, Avi Yemini here for the Australian News Network. Now I'm here with the local candidate for Yan Yean, Merlyn for the Liberal Party. So what's happened? Tell us from the beginning.
Okay. Behind me we have my beautiful little restaurant. Used to be called Dough Bells. We still own the building, but it's now the Clay Oven and it's run by a wonderful person in there. And while we owned it, we ran it as a restaurant. My daughter was the head chef and I ran the floor and we just loved it and we had it for 10 years. Unfortunately, we had a local business nearby with 2 teenage boys. They were not so happy with 2 blonde women running their own restaurant.
Why is that?
Well, unfortunately, they were of a culture that didn't accept white Australian women. They'd come onto the property at night. They lit fires under my daughter's bedroom window. She lived in the property at the back. They scratched our front windows. They just made a nuisance of themselves, property damage, a whole lot of things. And during that period of time, they made several threats to both me and my daughters.
What were the kind of threats they made?
Unfortunately, it was to rape her and attack me. So we didn't really take them seriously. They were 16 and 17-year-old youths. Very big boys, much taller than I, and certainly taller than my girls, who are a little bit taller than me. And we thought it was just verbal threats. We didn't like it. We reported it to the police, but of course in those days and even today, unfortunately, we have a situation where unless something happens, the police's arms are tied. They can't act. So the threats just continued, and probably for just over a year, until finally I was walking to my car one night.
Where would that be?
Right here in this beautiful little park. We walked through the gate there and my car was parked down the back. I was actually with my youngest daughter and my husband, but they were walking just a few metres in front of me. I was lagging behind a bit. And the 2 youths made some comment to me, much along the lines of that I was a dirty white whore. And I stopped dead. I was so shocked at the comment, and before I had time to speak, they attacked me. So they dragged me, threw me onto the ground, punched me in the face, grabbed my arm. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit emotional just remembering.
That's okay, take your time.
Grabbed my arm and then proceeded to drag me through the dirt, tearing the tendon in my shoulder. So I was a bit bloodied and bruised and my clothes were torn. My husband, of course, turned around and ran back, by which time they just laughed and ran off. It's disappointing to say, but I think that there are people in this country who are not coming here to get the best out of the country and to give the best that they can. I'd like to see us look at immigration overall.
I mentioned that the Liberals have endorsed this candidate who appeared in the video with the Australian Liberty Alliance, a video called for a ban on Muslim migration. Runs for about 4 minutes. Much of it is Merlyn Klein, the candidate for Yan Yean, describing a violent crime she says happened to her about 10 years ago. At no stage does she use the word Muslim to describe her attackers, but she does say this.
It's disappointing to say, but I think that there are people in this country who are not coming here to get the best out of the country and to give the best that they can. I'd like to see us look at immigration overall.
The screen then goes to black with the words Muslim ban. Muslim ban. Now that led to her disendorsement. She appears on the ticket as a Liberal, but, if she's not... She's in a marginal seat. She is one of those they thought could help them win government, so it's a risky decision. I saw to Michael O'Brien, the Shadow Treasurer, earlier, and he said, we stand on the principle, even if it does hurt us. The opposition, Matthew Guy, spoke to the press pack about it in the last hour, asked what the candidate did wrong.
Well, Merlyn had made a video, some of the material which was grossly inappropriate and which her resignation was then sought. I mean, it was for another political party, one I might add, which we're putting last, and she had We'd asked for a resignation within an hour of finding out, and we got it.
Avi Yemini is a candidate for Southern Metro region for the Australian Liberty Alliance. Good morning, Avi.
Good morning, Neil.
Did you actually make this video, did you?
I did, yeah. I interviewed her and I cut it up at the end.
Why did you put her in it? Did you set her up here?
Absolutely not. So we've been in contact with her. She's cuddled up to us for the last few months. To be honest, I had a lot of respect for her because I thought she was going to be a brave, good candidate who's going to stand on principle, and she had a bit of a plan of attack of how to get in and either stay in as an ally for us, somebody who stands up against Islamisation, especially of Victoria, or she was actually going to defect and come over to us. Either way, we were happy. But, look, I was a bit surprised yesterday when the cameras were on. She just missed the most crucial point. It doesn't change the fact.
Well, hang on. Did she use the word Muslim or not?
You can see in the video there, she didn't specifically say it in the video, but no one's denying. She's said it for months. That's the reason why. In fact,
well, where has she said it if she didn't say it publicly?
I don't know. She did confirm it. I have it on recording that she confirmed it, and she's not denying it. Ask her. Is she denying that no one was on? No. That was her main thing to come to approach us in the beginning. In fact, the Australian Liberty Alliance is running one candidate for the lower house, and it's there to help her with preferences. We've been working on this for months. Now, she decided to go on film yesterday because they can't take her off the ticket.
What, you reckon she knew she could be disendorsed for this?
Absolutely. Then why do you think we chose it yesterday? And I thought she was being brave. Now, it's unfortunate now that she's changing her tone. I understand. It is a lonely place when the establishment turns on you. I get that, and I feel for her. But the fact is, this is bigger than one candidate. This is an issue that most Australians have a concern with. In fact, the Muslim ban, most Australians agree we need to implement it. So the Liberals disendorsing her for what the majority think is an absolute joke.
But your video says, is this right, Muslims bash and threaten to rape politician. And she doesn't blame Muslims on the video.
Have you listened to her story?
No, but hang on, I'm talking about the video. I'm talking about what's public. She doesn't blame Muslims on the video.
Okay, so I'm telling you the fact. You can ask her what the story is if you think there's anything in there. That is the story. And this is the truth of what had happened. And I think every Australian needs to hear it.
I think it was her daughter that was threatened with rape too, wasn't it?
Her daughter was threatened.
Wasn't her.
Yep.
So they didn't threaten to rape a politician, but her daughter.
Her daughter, yeah.
Yeah, we got that wrong.
Well, that's a headline for YouTube. You have a certain amount of words, yes.
Well, yeah, they're still got to be accurate. I mean, the point is...
It says it in the description. I'm sorry, Neil, that they didn't threaten to rape her. They only bashed her, and they threatened to rape her.
Yeah, but look, she didn't use the word Muslim. They didn't threaten to rape her. What else is wrong in there?
They confirmed she was Islamic. You can ask her the story. The fact is the story is exactly how it was told. Oh. It was too much.
And you reckon that this is deliberate because she thought, well, I can't be disendorsed. I'll go out there on this one.
Well, I don't think she realised the backlash. Obviously, like the Libs have said, they put us last everywhere across the board, which makes no sense. They put us behind the socialists, behind the Greens, behind
if
Labour, the
party has decided to put you last for whatever reasons, then a candidate shouldn't be out there doing a promotional video with you.
This wasn't a promotional video. It was telling a story, and a story that...
Why? What were you going to do with it?
Do exactly what I did with it.
Use it as promotion for your election.
Okay.
So it was a promotional video.
This is look what it's done today. It's created a conversation around this issue, and Victorians want to talk about it. They can. We just went through another terror attack here in Melbourne.
Wasn't she talking to you about a crime, not a story about Muslims?
Look, I've been talking to her for the last couple of months, and I tell you that it was about Muslims attacking her, and it was what encouraged her to get into politics. So if you want to hear from her exactly the ins and outs of it, ask her.
You agree this could cost her votes, maybe even cost her the election, and that means it could cost the government the election.
I'd argue that it might even gain her votes, because I think in that area there are a lot of Australians that are concerned, and there are enclaves not far from her area, so I understand her fear. And the thing is, look, I'm running for a seat here in Southern Metro, but I'm not doing it to win a seat. I'm not doing anything. It's about the issues, about the cause. Okay. It is bigger than her, bigger than me. We have to protect Western civilization now. We have to protect Victoria. We are going to lose it like we've lost half of Europe already. The West is going down if we don't stand up.
All right, Avi Yemini, candidate South Metro Region Australian Liberty Alliance.